Do 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 do. Josh's Order Corner.
That's me. Do you know what I absolutely love? Like what franchise I love? Child's Play. And you know which one of those movies that gets a lot of hate or doesn't even really get talked about, just gets ignored, that I love the most? Let me tell you.
End of summer blues got you down? Well, you're in luck, because here comes the Chuck.
No, you're dead. We killed you.
Wrong again, wimp! Chucky's back, and this time, he's looking for a new recruit.
Just think, Chucky's gonna be a bro.
Child's Play 3, rated R, starts tomorrow at theaters everywhere.
That's right. I love the Child's Play franchise. The Chucky show, I enjoy it, but I don't love it as much as I love the movies. We had the first one that dropped in 1988, the second one came in 1990, and then this one, which didn't star Alex Vincent, but it came in 1991. And it shows Andy off at military school. He's kind of just lost. Like, he has no family anymore. Chucky's taken away everything from him. And we get this amazing movie out of it. I loved this movie. Now, as much as I would love to say that what is in this box is a pop signed by Justin Wallen, I think is how you'd say his last name, unfortunately, it's not. He's now kind of like Danny Lloyd. He went into teaching after he was done with his career in acting. So I haven't been able to track down a Funko signed by him yet, but I am on the hunt. Let's see what's in here then. This is my first purchase from this company, Autograph Alliance. I'll just say it right. I don't know why I'm being dramatic about it. And I don't even know if I'd really call it purchase from Autograph Alliance, because I got it from Bryan directly. He was selling it in his Autograph Alliance group, and he told me like where he got it signed. Bryan does a lot of like street graphs, love him or hate him. That's how a lot of autographs get into our hands for good prices. And this one is no different. Pause for Cujo cough. Whoa. Now, also, I need to point this out. Huge thank you to Anthony over at Waldo Inc. Had he not told me that this was available, I would have missed out on this entirely. So I want to thank him. Go check out Waldo Inc. All right, I think we're in the clear. So Bryan kind of lucked into this. He was getting some other folks, and then he saw a gentleman that he recognized, which good eye, because I 100% would not have known who this person was if I passed him in the street. Oh, cool. So it has an Autograph Alliance COA. I didn't think it would have any COA, but I appreciate that. I know Autograph Alliance is a trusted company out there, so I do appreciate having that on here. And what we have now, I will say the guy's signature isn't the greatest, but I'm still very happy to have this right here. This is Jack Bender, the director of Child's Play 3. Now, the great thing about this is it's on the Child's Play 3 Funko Pop. Now, if you recall, right back here behind me, I have another Child's Play 3 Funko Pop signed from Brad Dourif. That one came from CSR Collectibles.
Happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween, silver shamrock.
So having those two together, I think, is extremely awesome. Now, there is one other detail that Bryan was very honest about, is the best way to put it, because this is something that's going to be very common in the coming months, years, whatever, and this is a window swap. I asked him if it was a window swap after I'd already paid for it, so I wasn't going to be like, well, nope, don't want it, never mind. And you may recall another video I had where I received a pop that was a window swap, and the people were not honest about it at all. Now, in the case of this one, I could tell it was a window swap based on the picture, because as you see here, the marker goes to the edge, and there's no ink transfer from that to here. So I knew that it had to have been the window was signed, because the line on that couldn't have just stopped that abruptly right up against that. So I'm looking in the back window and I can see that it does curl behind this image here. So you do lose a little bit of the J in his first initial, but I will say that the window itself, whatever they use to attach, it's in there. Like, oh, that sounded terrible. It's in there. They did. I'm smelling it because I'm smelling glue. Okay, I can see what they used. They used the same thing that I did when I did mine. And that's all I'm going to say about it, because this is a clean, it looks great. I have no complaints on it. I understand the resentment, I think is the best word for it, on window swapping. I do, because when I first heard that it was going to be a thing, I was like, hell no. Hell no. I think that if it's something that's communicated beforehand, not a problem. It is what it is. It's not that much different than a cut, if you think about it. Like, someone gets a book, they cut that out, they put it into a frame. It's not that different. And in a lot of cases, especially with street graphs, this is going to be what you got to do to get them in your collection. So I will say it is a bummer that you lose part of the J, because his autograph is kind of simple, but it does look great. And Autograph Alliance was one of the first ones to make a big point over, we're going to do this. We're going to be open about doing this and being very transparent about it. That's all I'll say about that. Bryan, thank you. This arrived very quickly. It got held up. He shipped it very quickly, and then it got held up in transit. That's not his fault. The box looks fantastic. The swap is, if that ink wouldn't have been, if I wouldn't have noticed that the ink was going behind here, I would not have noticed that it was signed. There's a pop signed by him on eBay going for like $130. So I don't want to tell you how much I paid for this one, but it was not that at all. At all. So that's another great thing about getting it directly from Bryan. Jack Bender, he has done a lot. He has done a lot of TV directing, Lost, Alias. He also worked on Sopranos, and then a couple Stephen King ones, because I got to call those out. He worked on Mr. Mercedes, which was actually a pretty great show. I was very happy with how they did that. And he worked on the opposite of something I like, Under the Dome. This show, this series, started off good. But then, just like the plane in season 1, episode 1, the pilot, just like that plane, it crashed and burned. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about Jack Bender, director of Child's Play 3, and the newest addition to my Child's Play Funko Pops. Thank you so much, Bryan. Check out Autograph Alliance. I'll put some links down in the description below. And until next time, don't be a butthole.